born ready. Yeah.
Thank you to Stefan Paul, because somebody actually listened to one of our videos and sent pictures. So we're going to put your pictures right there.
That would be Stefan Paul in one of our shirts.
Woohoo!
Yes. Now, while you're at it, why don't you guys go over to Uncut Gear and look at some of we got some new designs up. So check them out.
And to the girl who bought the flip-flops, can we get a picture?
Yeah, we need you to get a picture. And just because that was such an original thing.
Yeah, I mean,
we never thought anybody would buy the flip-flops, but she did.
Did we think anyone would buy an iPad cover?
Yeah, or this shirt. Damn. Okay, anyway, we have got our Silk Bag winners.
Yes, we do.
Dun, da, 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 da.
The first one would be the one I got a kick out of was KL61 ESPN. Because remember, folks, for the Silk Bags, it's what would you do in a Silk Bag? I'd probably go ice fishing while eating a bowl of ice cream at the North Pole with Santa. And you know what? Let me tell you, in that thing, you would be sweating.
Yes, and that's why you're going to get a Silk Bag. Now, I liked, and we got the choice. We actually had the opportunity to pick these. Adidas DC said, I would wear it while stopping crime and call myself the Puff Man. Puff Man.
Okay, and on that note, one of the previous winners who won the Sultra XL radio actually created a video and was very creative. Executioner 66. So if you're on YouTube and you're done watching this video, drop his name into YouTube and go check out his video. It's actually pretty creative.
Yes, or click on this link right above my head, and that will take you to the video.
Okay.
All right.
Or you can do that.
Speaking of funny videos, if you guys have never seen me as a white person, you might want to click on this link right here above my head and go check out The Bill Collector. With soon more videos to come as George being a Negro. Anyway.
Can I play Emmett Smith?
Yeah, you could play Emmett Smith because you do a good Emmett Smith. On to MMA news. What's the big news, dude?
Well, there's one big piece of news that we'll put in front. Kevin always likes to get shit in order, and George likes to go out of order. So the somewhat big news is Viacom. Viacom bought Bellator, and now they're going to move Bellator to Spike in 2013.
Right.
Because Spike's still locked into the UFC stuff because it's just messiness.
What's up with fucking DirecTV and FX, man? There's some bullshit.
What's wrong with DirecTV and FX?
You got DirecTV?
No.
They're talking about yanking FX and all these Fox channels.
Why?
I don't know.
That's not good.
They're flashing shit.
No bueno.
That's not good, Holmes. No, seriously, they're talking about yanking it. November 1st. So if you guys like watch Sons of all that stuff, they're thinking about.
How about the UFC?
Yeah.
Because that's where they're talking about putting the show. The Ultimate Fighter is going to be on FX and the other.
They're talking about yanking it. And they're like pleading. I mean, either the crew and the actors of Sons of Anarchy and the developer of the show, it's actually during the show, it's saying, look.
Well, let me tell you right now, Sons of Anarchy is going in the toilet real quick.
So everybody.
This season is not good. This season is way too fucking far-fetched.
It's very, very violent, right?
It's not violent. It's just getting a little too far-fetched.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Women's breaking in.
They couldn't figure out that guy who's half black and half white ain't whatever he says he is. Come on, man.
Anyway, so what do you think about this whole move with Viacom?
I think
Viacom.
I think it could be good for Bellator. I'd be interested to see what kind of actual when they're going to be on, how many nights a week they're going to be on. Because right now they're on one night a week, and that's on MTV too.
Right.
Bellator is entertaining. I mean,
you know what's funny? I have never. I can honestly say this. I have never. And people are probably like, well, you know, Kevin, you're not a real MMA enthusiast.
You haven't watched Bellator yet?
I've never watched Bellator. Shame on me. You expect my hand? You want to? You don't want to?
I'm good. I'm okay. Cool. I can understand it because I've tuned in to watch Bellator the first time.
Just George and I watched a tremendous amount of MMA, but I have only heard good things about it.
Right.
Everybody says positive things about it, so you know that might be a good grab for Viacom.
Jesus. Now, on to the big, in my opinion, big rumor.
Yeah.
It's rumored that GSP's trainer has come out and said that he would be more comfortable fighting at 155 than 185.
Okay.
And I agree because in all honesty, I don't, and I know most of y'all are going to be like, you're crazy. I think GSP would have a tough time with a guy like Rich Franklin because Rich Franklin's a big guy.
Yeah.
I mean, put it this way. Do you think GSP could beat Dan Henderson if he cut the 185?
Well, this is the thing. I think at 185, it's just what you said. It's like GSP is an incredible athlete and everything, but there does come a time where physical strength, you saw it with Brock Lesnar when he came into the UFC, where you have a bigger man that's stronger. It's hard to wrestle. Like they say Dan Henderson is strong as shit. Like Randy Couture said, when he grabs you, it's like you're in a fucking vice.
I mean,
and now all of a sudden you're looking at guys that are 185 pounds that are great wrestlers. I think that'd be a lot for GSP.
There's a website, Topology, that you, me, and Jimmy got invited to by the Mexicutioner, and they have rankings, and this is where I'm getting my rankings from, just because they seem to keep it up to date a little more. I'm just looking at the 185ers, okay?
Right.
In reality, GSP fans, out of the people I'm about to name, you tell me who you think GSP could beat. Anderson Silva? No.
No.
Chael Sonnen?
No.
Yushin Okami?
It's a lot of silence here.
Yeah,
I think he could beat Yushin.
I think he could beat him like 2 out of 5 times.
Well, Yushin Okami, yeah, he's a great wrestler. He's good.
Right. Vitor Belfort? Vitor Belfort, I think he's got a shot at, just because Vitor's a little bit smaller at 185 than most of the guys I just named.
I tell you what, man, and somebody said this, Vitor Belfort is explosive as shit, and he's aggressive. I think if he comes at him
and charges GSP,
yeah, and now you got a guy that's attacking you that's strong as shit. Not some 170 pound guy you can fling around.
Let me just round out the top 10. Damian Maia, probably not. It's a big dude who can take him to the ground.
Right.
Jacare. Jacare's a dynamic striker.
Right.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Bisbing, I think he could beat, because Bisbing is...
I think Bisbing he could probably beat, yeah.
Brian Stan?
Yeah.
I think if he keeps it standing, he'll crush him. Yeah. I just think GSP stand-up is not... It's not that great, but I think it's better than Brian Stan. Nate Marquardt. Nate Marquardt's big as hell.
And been in his camp.
Yeah.
So he knows. So I mean that.
And last but not least, the Philippine wrecking machine, Mark Munoz. I would love to see Munoz and GSP go at it.
I think that would be a great introductory fight for him if he ever made the transition to middleweight. Now, since he's saying, his trainer's saying that obviously he might want to make not the jump, but the
cut. And that's a serious cut.
To 155.
I mean, we've heard rumors that GSP walks around close to 2 bills.
Yeah. Everybody that thinks that GSP would go down to 155 and walk through Frankie Edgar, Gilbert Melendez, Gray Maynard, Shiken Aoki, or whatever the hell you said, Eddie Alvarez. Who else do we have?
Jim Miller, Anthony
Ben
Pettis,
Henderson,
Blake Henderson.
These guys, the one thing that the 155-pound class brings is guys that are fucking just crazy in shape, so much energy, and aggressive as shit.
Yeah, they're way aggressive.
Way aggressive. I think the guys that fight in the lightweight class are the most aggressive. It's the most aggressive class out there.
And I think from watching GSP, the way to beat GSP, much like I think the way you beat John Jones, is you smother him.
Yeah.
You get up in there. Let me tell you what. If GSP had to fight Guida the first off the top, or Jim Miller, I mean, these guys have motors that don't stop.
Yeah.
I mean,
and people could say range or anything, but let me remind everybody out there. Look at the guy who TKO'd GSP, Matt Serra.
Yeah,
he looks like a lightweight.
T-Rex arms.
He's short, short in stature compared to GSP. I just think you make the cut to 155. I mean, sucking weight. Sucking weight's not easy, and you get weak as shit. I mean, everybody says there's a correct way to suck weight. Yeah, there's a better way to suck weight.
Yeah, I was giving shit to GSP to take 6 months to move up to in weight. Take your 6 months and try to cut to 155 and keep your strength. Good luck.
Yeah. It's just hard. I mean, and you get fatigued. I mean, you saw what happened when
testosterone replacement therapy.
Right. I mean, Dan Henderson, when he fought Jake Shields, you see how I think you just, not only do you get weak, but it seems like you fatigue much quicker.
And I'd be interested to see what it would do to someone's psyche. Because in my opinion, GSP mentally is very fragile. I don't think he deals with that adversity well. He doesn't deal with change well. He doesn't deal with people getting up in his face talking shit well.
Right.
He likes to be left alone, isolated, let me do my thing. And I think him cutting down to 155 would mess with his head.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing with GSP, because he's, such a good champion, any of these guys, when they make GSP has everything to lose and nothing to gain.
Exactly.
I mean he has, he goes down to 155. You got a bunch of 155ers gunning for your ass.
Yeah.
Saying, man, I'm gonna be the first
guy to get in your ass,
drop your ass. And meanwhile, GSP is saying, okay, I just want to be able to be a champ in another class, so people give me recognition, maybe to be a pound for pound guy.
And let me tell you, you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see him fight BJ Penn at 155. BJ Penn came to him each time they fought. It was at 170. It was never at 155.
Right.
I would love to see GSP cut to 155 and take on BJ Penn again.
I mean, and think about this. Think about BJ Penn and some of his fights with GSP. They were good fights. The last one, GSP definitely dominated. But let's look at 155, Frankie Edgar and BJ Penn.
Right.
Frankie Edgar was nasty. I mean, he just worked him, you know? Now,
so what do you guys think? Do you think GSP stands a chance? I mean, we went over the guys at 185. If you think if you think GSP can beat any of them, just enlighten me, because I don't see it. I don't think there's many guys he can win at 185.
Then I want you guys to tell us, what lightweight do you think could hand GSP his first loss if he did go to 155? What lightweight?
I tell you what, I would love to see the Cowboy, Donald Cerrone, fight GSP off the top.
He's a tough guy, man.
I mean, that's a number 11 on this list.
I would like to see him fight Ben Henderson.
Well, here's the thing, and let's be honest. If GSP does make the cut, you know he's going to maybe have one tune-up for himself, and then he'll have a title fight.
Yeah.
Or he'll just go straight to the title fight.
Right.
But I think he needs it. I think GSP would ask for a tune-up fight at 155, unless he just wants to go balls out and try to win the belt.
See what happens, you know? Well, moving on to other sports that doesn't involve your fist.
You know what? Thank you to all you people who watched our last video where we had the NFL on the other end, because I was shocked personally at how many comments were actually about the NFL.
You know what's funny is George and I said we wanted to dedicate actually the show that we shoot on Wednesday to other sports. We wanted to kind of expand on it. I know all the MMA enthusiasts like, fuck y'all, other sports.
Right.
And also because we have a lot of viewers from around the world that don't understand American football or really care about other sports, especially the American sports. But there's a lot of people out there, we learned last week, that really tune in to see, want to start talking about hockey, definitely want to talk about pro and college football. And now the next subject we're talking about, NBA.
Yes, but
not much
before we get on to the NBA, because they just killed another 2 weeks, not this upcoming Saturday, but the following Saturday, is probably what a lot of us would consider the national title game in college football. You're having LSU versus Alabama.
Right.
And it's in Tuscaloosa.
Right.
Now, let's face it, LSU's already gone on the road 3 times this year and beat 3 ranked opponents.
Right.
No offense to any other college football team out there, but who else has done that?
LSU looks really, both of them. Bama does too, but they just every year you see a team from the SEC, the SEC. Yeah, the SEC.
This might be why we don't talk about other sports, because we don't know
our conferences. But that it's always the front runner from the SEC, and you're saying, okay, that's going to be your national championship. National champion. That's been the case the last 5 years. This year, it's crazy. Like, LSU destroyed Auburn. The front runners in the SEC are not just the front runners in the country. They're destroying the people in their conference.
It was 14-7 at half, and you turned it on about 7 minutes into the third quarter, and next thing you know is they hung a 42 spot on Auburn. Oklahoma lost to Texas Tech.
Yeah,
Oklahoma lost
to Texas Tech. And I'm going to tell you what. Did you see that game?
No.
Texas, what is wrong with me? Texas Tech dominated them, especially in the first half. It wasn't close. And then they started getting back into the game in the second half. But the first half, they just outplayed them. They just executed better. They completely outplayed Oklahoma. They just dominated them. And
to all you Wisconsin people out there, I'm sorry, but your team is so overrated. Yeah, you rolled out of the gate, rolled up 6-0 or whatever your undefeated record was, and then you played Michigan State, and I think they exposed you. I don't think you're a very good team.
Well, they're a good team, but they're just not as good as everybody was making them out to be, no. I think. They got – Michigan State's a good team and stuff. And it's funny because they beat Nebraska, but Nebraska, after the BCS rankings came out Monday, basically Nebraska's ahead of Wisconsin in the BCS rankings. So you're going to see a lot in the Big Ten, too, because Michigan State meets Nebraska this weekend. There's going to be a lot of mix-up.
Another big news in college football while we're there is it looks like the Big East is about to lose another team. Mm-hmm. Now, they've lost Syracuse and they've lost Pitt, who are coming to the ACC.
Right.
UConn's close to gnawing off their own arm to get out, and now WVU looks at them and goes, we're going to the Big 12.
Right.
The Big 12?
The Big 12. The thing is
I think they're a better fit for the SEC.
And then you've got this meeting of all these conferences, the Big East, what is it, the WAC?
Maybe that's why WVU's bouncing, because they're we don't want to be part of your 22-team super.
Yeah, 3 conferences coming together. It's just a big mix-up. And in my opinion, right now, with all this shit. Yep, Playoffs. You should really consider doing a playoff system.
And you can keep a playoff system and still keep your bowls.
Right. You just have your championship bowls that are part of the playoff system, and then you have all your other bowls that nobody gives a fuck about. It doesn't even know the names to.
So take a week. So okay, you have your three major BCS.
The bowls start the second week in December.
Right. Yeah,
the
sure.
championship bowls.
And then your championship, because you know how it rotates each year. 1 year to Sugar, 1 Fiesta, blah, blah, blah. Take your BCS bowls. Take them, have them play 3, and then have your whatever. You guys can figure it out. It's fucking easy to do. Just make it happen.
Right. Now.
On to the NBA.
Yeah.
Are they going to play? Seriously, are they going to play this year? Because here's what I think. If you
I thought they seriously would play, but now these players are going on a 4-continent, 6-game
tour.
The players seem fine, and all your
players have approached them. Like, look, I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, these players are signing it for teams over in Europe and stuff. The big money players, the 12 guys, obviously, that are doing this tour, these guys are in no bad position. They can still make millions overseas, so they're like, okay, we're not hurting. You know, it's all the other people like the Delonte Wests and stuff of the NBA.
Now, here's what I get a kick out of: these 14 to 18 guys who are expected to compete are going to get paid.
What?
Ranging from 6 figures to $1 million to do this.
Yeah, to just tour. To go around the world and travel. I wish somebody would say, hey, you know what, Kevin? I'm just going to break you off $1,000 a day to go travel.
Well, yeah, I wish somebody would be like, look, we're going to shoot the Uncut Sports Show next week in Virginia.
Right.
And then Yukon. And then Florida.
That would be great.
Oh, by the way, we're going to pay you and all expenses paid.
But
my question is, when's the cut? Do you...
This is me, to me. This is it. And I know what you're getting at. The thing is, and what they've all said, and what Chris Broussard with ESPN, who's basically followed this from day one, has said, it is coming down to the big thing is, are they going to have the Christmas games? You know, because by that time, 2 months of the season will be a wash. You will have a big marketing part of the year gone with the Christmas games gone. And now you're looking at just having January, February, March, and then April. And then it would be 4 months tops. I think if they don't get something resolved and they don't have the Christmas games, then it's going to be a big issue. I don't think there's going to be a season. I think everybody's going to be like, fuck it, what? Just fuck it.
So for the people who stuck around on the video this long and actually care about the NBA, do you think they stand a chance? Because they said even if you get a deal in today, you need to give us 30 days to get ready to play.
Yeah.
So think about it. If you had a deal in place by November 1, they need 30 days. They need to be in camp by November 1 to play by December 1.
Yeah. I mean, that's your Christmas game, New Year's stuff. I mean, it's just a mess, you know?
Yeah.
That's badass.
Somebody on Twitter said hi.
Yeah. So, anyway, we will see you guys this weekend.
Is that everything?
That is everything, man. Except, and I'll say it this time, women's MMA.
NoUncutGear.com to get a shirt to wear while you watch women's MMA?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, where can you watch it?